What up? So, I figured I'd make a video about my bike and just DRZs in general, and like whether or not I think it's a good bike or not. I mean, I'm gonna be biased because it's mine, but we're just gonna like break it down. Things I've noticed. I mean, I've had it since November, and I've changed it a good bit since then, but we're going to like break down little things that I like about it and that I don't like about it, which the list of like is definitely longer than list of don't like. So first things first, is it fun? Yes, 100% fun. As someone who grew up on dirt bikes and mostly rode in the woods, this is my first like street bike. I wanted a bike for the street for a while, and I didn't want a sport bike because I know what I would do on a sport bike. I'd probably get myself killed. So I picked something slow enough. You can still get killed on this. You can get killed on any bike. You can get killed on a bicycle. But I feel like that I will have less chance of hurting myself on a bike that tops out at like 100 miles an hour if you're pushing it. It is perfectly powered enough for me, or powered, I should say, enough for me. It's perfect amount of power for me. Yes, you could buy a CRF450 or a EXC500 and put a supermoto conversion on it. You could buy a 690 SMCR. I mean, you could buy all these designated supermotos that have way more out-of-the-box power than this. But for just like the simple guy, this is really all you need. It's torquey, but it's not fast. It'll get you up to speed quick, but it's not fast. The gas tank on this thing is minuscule. Brother! The gas tank on this thing is minuscule. I think it's 1.9 gallons. And it isn't the greatest bike on gas either. And it depends on how hard into the throttle you are. But it really isn't good on gas at all. And I heard, or I saw on a forum the one time, somebody said, why does the DRZ not have at least a gas light? And someone said, because the gas light would always be on because it's always low on gas because it holds no gas. I think I'm right by saying 1.9 gallons. So I pretty much go to the gas station every single time I see one and I'm on this, even if I don't need gas. Like, I'm probably about to go put a quarter of a gallon of gas in this thing, which is a quart. But it gives you peace of mind because I have ran out of gas, and you can just flick it to reserve, and most of the time you're near a gas station. But if you're like way out in like the boonies, then you might want to make sure you have gas. Because I've never tested how far the reserve lasts, and I don't want to find out, because the last thing I want to do is be pushing this thing to get fuel, or have to call someone to rescue me because of my own incompetence. Couple brothers. Oh my god, it's $6.20 a gallon. Oh, it took a gallon. Took a gallon, so I'm glad I got gas. No. If you are a shorter person like me, you might want to think about a different bike. Now, I say that if you don't already have experience with motorcycles and have no problem with like getting moving and then getting up on the bike or sidestepping it, because you could easily sidestep this bike and be perfectly fine. Would you see all them brothers back there? You could sidestep this and be perfectly fine. That's usually what I do. Now, I mean, I could put both feet down, but I'm tippy-toeing it. So I usually just keep one foot on the peg and then lean, and I could pretty much put my foot flat. At least the ball of my foot can be on the ground. So you're definitely like stable. I'm 5'7", for reference. Now, but I mean, if you're like 5'2", I don't know, man. You'd really be leaning this thing. Now, you can lower them. People do lower these, but I don't know. I've heard stories where they lower them and the suspension gets all weird because the geometry gets all messed up. I got a lower seat. You can do that. You can get a shorter seat. I got a seat, concept seat, because we're going to do 2 cons in a row. The factory seat sucks. It is terrible. It is the worst thing I've ever sat on. It's like sitting on a 2x4. Honestly, a 2x4 might be more comfortable. It's like all the pressure is right in your gooch area and your tailbone. So it's like not even utilizing the cheeks of your ass. It is just the center, right down the middle, and it hurts. When I bought this bike, it already had... What is the party in town? It already had a comfort seat on it, which is like, I guess you could get them from Suzuki. It had like a gel seat, I think is what the seller advertised it as, was a comfort seat. It wasn't comfortable at all. I didn't even try the factory seat. He gave me the factory seat with the bike. It had the comfort seat on it already when I bought it. I didn't even try it, the factory seat. The comfort seat I left on there, and then after about a month, I probably made it 100 miles, and I was like, yeah, no, this seat's got to go. So I got the Seat Concepts, the low seat, which, I mean, if you're short, it's definitely a good alternative to lowering. It helps a little bit, but I'm not gonna lie. I mean, if I got an hour out of the last seat before I was completely done with it, then I get about 2 hours out of this one before I'm like, get me off of this thing. But you know, the bonus is you could just stand up and just take a break, which really isn't bad because you can give your butt a break just by standing up, which stretch your legs and do what you gotta do. It's definitely a back roads and not a highway bike. I mean, it has no problem going, I'm going 57 right now. I don't feel like I'm screaming its brains out. It rides pretty smooth. I do have a peak on my helmet, so if it's windy out, the wind will kind of grab your helmet and rip your head all over the place. But I mean, if you park your head in one spot and kind of tilt it down, then the wind will kind of scoop up over the peak and you won't get like a crazy amount of lift, which really helps. I would not recommend the highway. Maybe for like a short period of time. But like in this situation, I'm on like a state road. I think the speed limit is definitely less than what I'm going, but I can keep up with traffic perfectly fine, and I feel like I'm not giving the bike a hard time. But I definitely would say taking back roads is where it's at. I mean, it's a supermoto. It wants to be on the twisties anyway, right? What are we avoiding? What are we avoiding? Oh my goodness. Scared me. Thought there was something in the road. He was just scared of that bump. Holy crap. If you had to go to the city, I've rode this to the city, and I could say it is, it definitely is like comfortable in the city. It's not the lightest bike. I think it's like 310 pounds. I could be wrong. I'll have to fact check myself. They have lighter ones. I think, like, I mean, anything that has an aluminum frame is going to be lighter, but it's steel. So it's going to be a tank. They take it like a champ, and they withstand the test of time. That's why the bike was the same for 24 years. I mean, I think the Supermoto started in 2005, but just the DRZ400 like platform from 2000 to 2024 was virtually the same bike. I don't know what years they changed some emission stuff. They put the pair valve on it and stuff. This is a 16, so it doesn't have all the emissions crap. They are easily moddable. That is another thing. There is so much stuff out there for a DRZ400, whether it be a dirt bike, a supermoto, whatever. There is everything under the sun that you could think of is probably made for a DRZ. And 9 times out of 10 is cheap. If you can get cheap Chinese anodized stuff, I mean, there's levers. I mean, there's so much stuff that you can get for these bikes. It's insane. There's a million of them out there. They're pretty affordable, too. Man, this guy's bugging. Brother! Man, they handle really good. They definitely handle really good. They handle great. Because they're so underpowered, you could just kind of full throttle them everywhere. With some simple modifications, you can make these things great. Like, I bought this one with modifications that I already wanted to do anyway. You don't have to settle for just going on Marketplace, going, oh, I want that bike, and then buying the first bike you see. There's always the ability to search and search. That's the thing, that there's a million of these things out there. You will find the right one. I searched for a while before I landed on this one, and I got lucky because this one was like 3 miles from my house. No, more than that. Like 10 miles from my house. And I drove past it, and this bike, I saw it sitting on the side of the road with a for sale sign on it, coming back from picking up doors for my old second gen that my buddy owns now. And I remember saying to him, hey, that's the kind of bike I want to get. Like, I want to get a supermoto. That's what they look like. It's just a dirt bike with street tires. And he goes, oh. And this was like 2 months before I ended up getting this bike. And so I'm browsing Marketplace. I messaged a couple people, looked at a couple bikes, kind of passed. Kind of passed because the price just wasn't right. They had too many miles, like they were old, and like I said, they're the same for many years, but like I'm not gonna buy one that has 18,000 miles on it for $5,000 when you will find the right bike. This is a 2016. It had 3,400 miles on it. No, 3,700. I can't remember. It's either 34 or 37. I'll have to find out. It already had the comfort seat, which we decided is not comfortable. It already had the FMF. It already had the airbox mod. The carb was already jetted. It had a luggage rack. It had fresh tires on it, which I ended up changing the back tire because I wanted a 150. And the back tire was different than the front tire, so I ended up matching the front tire to the 150 tire that I got in the back there. Pilot Sport 2 CTs. These tires are phenomenally sticky. I couldn't decide between the 2 CT and the Conti Attack. And the Conti Attack is probably the best tire, but everybody says they wear out super fast. So I got a flat one time, and now I get super paranoid and always check my tires. So back to what I was saying. You can find ones that have 18,000 miles on them. They have an exhaust. They have modifications done to them. But you know that they were beat on. And you could just tell that they were beat on. Not really like scrapes on them and stuff like that. But you could just tell by like the vibe the bike gives. If you know what I mean. I guess scrapes and stuff like that are a part of it. But like you could just tell if they're clapped or not. But then you can find one, and that'll be listed for like $5,000 and a guy won't budge. But then you could find ones like this that had 3,700 miles, exhaust on already, carb already jetted, already has the airbox mod, like all the things that you're gonna do to them anyway for $3,800. Now, I did change some things. This was originally a gray and gold bike. Gray and gold, and now it is a Scrubs Designs graphic kit with a Poly Sport restyle kit, because I didn't like how antiquated the DRZ plastics looked, like the factory plastics. They're real bubbly and kind of have like 90s lines to them, early 2000s looks to them. And I like the sharp designs of like modern bikes with real sharp edges and stuff. So the Polysport Restyle, some people don't dig it, I dig it. So the Polysport Restyle definitely is the way to go. I mean, in my opinion, if you're gonna buy a graphics kit and you want to change your plastics, just get the Restyle. It makes the bike look way fresher and definitely more modern. It's all about just finding the right price and the right bike. I think I got a screaming deal on this bike. Some people might say otherwise, but I think I did really good at $3,800 with all the modifications done to it already that I would have done. I mean, if you think of it this way, the FMF exhaust, which is the header and the exhaust, it's not just a slip-on, it's the header and the muffler. I don't know the exact price, but I'll have to like tally it up how much that is. Jet kit, I mean, cutting a hole in an airbox, what does that cost you? A cutting wheel? The luggage rack was cool. That comfort seat was probably $300 that guy bought. I'm not sure. I'll have to see if I can look it up, like if it's like on a factory Suzuki website. I just think that everybody should own one of these. It's like the Toyota Corolla of motorcycles. I mean, it's gonna go. You're gonna fire it up and it's gonna go. As long as you do the simple routine maintenance that is required. And there's really not much to it. Drain the oil out, put the oil in, go for a rip. Put gas in it, go for a rip. Drop it on its side, pick it back up, fire it up, go for a rip. I mean, they are great freaking bikes. When it comes down to brass tacks, channeling my inner Saul Goodman.
Brass tacks. Brass tacks. Brass tacks. Brass tacks. Brass tacks. Brass tacks.
These things are great bikes. I'm trying to sell everybody on one of these things. I want all of my friends to have a Supermoto. It doesn't just have to be our DRZ, just a Supermoto platform, period. Now, I know we're talking about the DRZ, but man, a dirt bike with street tires? Oh my God, why was I not introduced to this earlier in my life? This is so much fun. Pop, pop. So to recap, it's fun, for sure. It's not the greatest on the fuel situation. Just make sure you keep gas on your bike. It's affordable. I'm sure I'm missing one in there that I talked about. Absolutely fun, for sure. Heavily moddable, affordably moddable. One of the greatest things you could ever buy, so you should go out and get one. Dude, my ADHD brain is terrible. I can't keep track of listing things and talking about them. Aw, Clibbins. What are you doing? You see me, right? Jeez. 4799.7. Might as well be 4800.